Sup, you chuckle fuck, it's your boy, Dark Raku here with What If Issei Was Trained by a Menace, Part 4. So, other than that, let me begin to this What If, let me shut the fuck up, and yeah. So, we begin into mostly, Issei in his room, sleeping. Now, before we go into mostly a time skip later on, Issei wakes up, see his parents kind of being fucking normal, not having mostly Rias anywhere near them, and of course Issei's happy. Well, happy as he can get right now. This is where, well, mostly Issei tells his parents that what he's going to do after school. Mostly he's going to go get a job. This is where, well, both his parents right now congratulations Issei. Of course, his father says that if he likes to, he can work with him. This is where Issei says, nah, he already have the job in mind. He just needs to get an application and other things, and yeah. This is where, oh, his father's happy. His mother's a little worried, just telling him not to get any like sketchy ass jobs or any of that. He says, "What? No, why would I ever get something sketchy?" So he doesn't actually explain to them what he's actually gonna get, which is literally be a bounty hunter. But yeah, that's where, well, mostly his mother says, "Okay, good luck with that, sweetie." And yeah, we then go into mostly Issei getting to school, which then again is another drag. Because he really has no one to be attached to in school. So why would he ever need to go to school? This is where, well, he decides to turn the other way around and actually go to the job that he needs to go to. Mostly it's the same kind of, what's it called? Business account, or not business account. Mostly the businessman that mostly told you usually meets up. That one dude that you see in the anime. I forgot his name. But this is where, oh, mostly Issei is going to go visit him to actually see if there's any missions available or any of that. Just something so he can actually do and get money. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Issei is actually going to show up at that place before bumping into a group of people. This is where Issei says, ow. This is where he falls down while another girl falls down also. Well, you can't really tell it's a girl for a guy, but this is where, well, her head does fall down and showing kind of orangey blonde hair. This is where, well, she say, ow. She does open her eyes and they're violet. This is where, well, she said, ow, oh, sorry. May God bless you. I'm so sorry for kind of bumping into you. This is none other than Irina, and this is where, well, mostly Issei said, ow, that hurt like hell. Well, not entirely, but this is where Issei gets up and says, yeah. Doesn't really matter who God is or whatever. This is where, well, we'll see Irina say, you look kind of familiar. Do I know you? This is where Issei looks at her, takes one good glance at her, and says, huh, you kind of remind me of a boy that I known a long time ago when I was younger. What was his name? Who cares? This is where, well, Issei's sad. This is where, well, most of the girls say, yeah, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl. This is where, well, Issei said, okay. This is where Issei and mostly Irina were walking past each other. Issei then thinks, was her name Irina? I think it was Iron? No. But then again, it does sound like Irina most of the time. Irina, this is where he said it under his breath, but that's where Irina actually heard it and turned around to actually see Issei. Issei's already mostly walking away. He didn't even care about saying hi or any of that. This is where, well, mostly Irina was confused. This is where, well, one of her friends says, are you okay? A girl with kind of blondish hair, short blonde hair, and of course, goldenish eyes. This is where Irina says, oh yeah, I'm fine. Let's just keep going. We gotta go talk to the damn devils around here. This is where, well, one of her other friends, being a bluish hair girl, says, weren't you gonna go talk to someone's parents or something? What was it, your childhood friend? Yeah. Maybe after we talk to these devils, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly the five of them nodded and started walking away because there's five. This is where, well, we go into mostly Issei kind of visiting the kind of person. The person kind of looks like this, let me show you. So it's pretty much this guy, but there's other people, but mostly this guy that mostly Issei meets up, but yeah. So I don't know why I just saw this, but I just read it. You don't think jumping teens is a responsible job? I mean, not gonna lie. Hell yeah, let's go jump on, just kidding. But this is where, well, while mostly Issei is getting towards the job place that he's actually, well, he talks to the guy. The guy says, let's see, yeah, there's a couple of assassin jobs. There's one in Tokyo, one in actually here in Kuo. Yeah, there's a couple of jobs, but these guys are just small. Do you want to still kill them or what? Issei says, I don't really care who exactly they are. How much money would I get from them? So here in Kuo, they actually pay for only like $1,000. The one in Tokyo will be at least 5,000, and there's one more, but this one's a little bit further. It's actually in Europe. Europe. What is his name? Valor, whatever his goddamn name is. Valor? Yeah, it's this like old, chubby ass, like mostly priest. I see. What happened if I find him in Japan, or what was his last location? His last location will be in mostly Europe, and that was literally over 10 years ago. Right now, I have no clue where he's at. But if you find him, yeah, you can take this. Literally, it's like 10,000 because mostly over there in the church, they want to execute him, but he managed to run away. Well, not execute him, they just kicked him out, and mostly some people from different pantheons are actually trying to kill him because of some things. I have no clue. I think he's working for a person named Kokobo, the fallen angel cadre of stars, being, yeah, Kokobo. This is where Issei nodded and says, good. Where if I find him, I'm killing both of them. Yeah, whatever. This is where, well, we'll see. Issei says, well, I'll be going then. This is where Issei went to go do his jobs. And this is where, well, we'll see Issei found the two people that he needed to find. One guy that looks kind of chubby as hell, like really chubby, older and old. And this is where, well, he was kind of having glasses. And this is where, well, he had two bodyguards next to him. And this guy was literally at a fucking child's, like, basic elementary. Luckily there was no children outside, but he looked like he was a pervert to that. This is where, well, Issei got disgusted, this guy. This is where, well, Issei just pulled out a sniper rifle from his worm and just dot. It wasn't even a sniper rifle. It wasn't an advanced sniper rifle. It was literally a fucking car 98. And this is where, well, he just didn't have a scope on it and just look at this person. This person was like waiting for any kids. They're like, The guy looked like he was shaking both of his hands together. And this is where, well, Issei was disgusted. This person. This is where, well, before the old man can like actually see some children coming out, BAM! This is where his head just blows up into basically a million pieces. The two bodyguards look around, but before they can even do anything, pow. This is where both of them got shot down also. It's just disgusting of you two for actually protecting a weakling like him. This is where, well, Issei does not like those type of people. Then we go into another time skip. Mostly Issei is now going towards assassinating this one person that's actually not a predator like the other one, but this guy is, he goes after mostly teens. This is where, well, this is where the person is kind of like somewhat of a molester on the train, and this is where, well, he kind of goes after teens, and this is where, well, he's right now on the train, and this is where, well, he's right now trying to grab someone's skirt right now. This is where, well, he looks to have such a lustful grin, and this is where the girl seems to be uncomfortable. This is where, well, the girl right now, her kind of, well, she looks like this. So this is how she looks like, but yeah, she seems to have a suit and purplish hair and purplish eyes. Her name is, mostly, this is where, well, her name is kind of Kyoko, and this is where, well, she was being uncomfortable with this guy, and this is where, well, she actually wanted to kind of kick him, but she didn't want to meet the scene or any of that, because she saw kind of cops, but before the cops can even do anything, they were basically talking, and this is where, well, the person, mostly Issei, walks into the cops, and before they can even do anything, this is where both of them got assassinated so fast. But no one actually paid attention because they were looking at their phones. This is where, well, mostly Kyoko was kind of saying, please, someone help me. This is where the person having such a lustful grin after hearing her kind of plead. And this is where, well, before he can even do anything, he was about to unzip his pants until this is where someone literally fucking got BAM! Kicked him right in the family jewels so hard that this man went, whoa! Falls over, literally smashed his face into, well, mostly the, well, door. This is where he knocked his shit out. This is where, well, mostly Issei is pathetic. This is where, well, Issei didn't just kick him with a normal fucking boot. Well, mostly shoe. It had a knife in the shoe. Yeah, he basically stabbed that motherfucker in the family jewels. That motherfucker ain't gonna have any children anymore. This is where, well, mostly Issei says, you okay? This is where, well, mostly the girl who turns around sees a mostly handsome kind of male. Mostly around her age a little bit, but of course she's a little bit older than him, but mostly just by 1 year. She realized that that's the case, and this is where, well, she's actually kind of blushing just because how tall he is. And yes, Issei is around kind of like 6 feet. Yes, he kind of grew a bit, but yeah, not the point. This is where, well, he's muscular. He basically seems to have a kind of look of he doesn't care too much. He's a menace. And that's where, well, mostly Issei says, other than that, I gotta be going. The train stops, and that's where, well, Issei walks past her through the doors and just carried this guy out by literally throwing his shit into the trash and walking away. Yeah, also he did kind of put something like into this guy's mouth. It would wake up it's basically toxic. Like the man, if he just bites into his like tongue or whatever, just instantly or whatever, or mostly into his teeth, it's toxic and just kills him and then anything. But yeah, that's where Issei says, well, I'm done with those 2 missions. Now to go on to Tokyo. That's where, well, mostly Issei is walking while the girl is actually kind of happy. She got saved. Of course, she wasn't expecting it was actually someone about to be around her age. But of course, she was still happy. That's where, well, mostly we go into the next mission that Issei's at. He is right now in Tokyo, and basically the person that he's assassinating is this kind of like congressman. The congressman was right now kind of in a room with mostly a couple of young women, because the congressman kind of like deals with prostitution. So of course, is where, well, he's actually kind of dealing with human trafficking a little bit also. This is where, well, mostly he's just like having a grin on his face while his bodyguards are protecting him. But of course, before anything happens, Issei here already kind of, well, mostly scaled the building and just fucking punched the window so hard, right now pulling out his sword and cutting down mostly all the, what's it called, like bodyguards and anything. This is where he's all covered up in blood, looking like this. Let me show you. Basically, he looks like this, having that sword over him, the little worm, and this is where, well, he has an evilish grin on the person. This is where the person is, wait, please, don't kill me. This is where, well, the person says, too late for that. This is where he cuts most of the Congress head off. This is where all the girls are just screaming, kind of scared, until Issei just tells them to shut up in an instant. This is where he then tells them that they either work hard to become better people instead of just being slaves to someone else, or they can all just die and become fucking slaves to someone else. This is where he just gave them a small speech and a bit of hope, even though he's not that type of person. But this is where, well, mostly he walks away after that. He jumps out the mostly window and starts kind of falling down, but landing in the pool of water because he kind of did calculate all this. This is where he's out of there. But yeah, basically on top of a truck, but yeah, he didn't care too much. This is where, well, mostly all the women who are looking at each other, and this is where, well, they all had an idea and agreed with each other's death. They will all create a group together to kind of defeat people that are evil, like, well, this congressman, and how they abuse their powers. Basically, they're going to think of making an assassin group, but yeah, to kind of protect females and other things, so yeah. Of course, they will not hate all males because they actually do respect the person they just got saved. But yeah, this is where Issei now has literally 7,000 on his bank account. This is where Issei says, now it's time for the mission that's quite far to find. Not far to go, but far to find. Now I just gotta get a lead. This is where Issei is walking around Kuo at night because yes, he managed to kind of get out of Tokyo, but yeah. This is where, well, back to Kuo after a while, but this is where, well, before he can even kind of see what's happening, he sees a guy with an Excalibur fighting against Kiba. Kiba is right now kind of struggling and falls down to the ground. He's saying, damn it, I can't. This is where, well, the Psycho Priest says, oh, you're going to die. This is where, well, mostly Issei pulls out his Darkness Sword. Well, not Darkness Sword, his mostly Spartan Sword being the Yamamoto, and blocks, well, mostly the person with the sword, that being Free. Free said, huh? Who the hell are you? Wait, I know who you are. You're that devil brown hair boy with the kind of boosted gear. So tell me, who do you think will win here with the swords? Issei right now swings his sword faster, cutting the Excalibur in half. Huh? What? Huh? This is where, well, Kiba and, well, mostly Free looks at Issei with widened eyes. This is where Free just looks at mostly Issei with, what the fuck? While Kiba is just amazed with the sword that Issei's holding. It clearly is so powerful. It literally just its power is overwhelming Excalibur in an instant. This is where, well, Free says, oh shit, I wasn't expecting this too much. This is where Issei kind of looks at mostly, well, and mostly Free and Free says, wait, can we talk about this? Issei says, hell no. This is where Free says, flashbang! This is where he throws a flashbang, but this is where Issei kicks that shit up. This is where, well, the flashbang blows up, and this is where the person says, smoke grenade! This is where Issei says, how about you take a flash grenade? This is where Issei, like, ignites a flash grenade upon mostly Free, and Free says, no thanks! This is where he tries to grab it, but of course, this is where his hand was right now shot down. He was like, wait, you can use guns? This is where Issei says, who doesn't use guns in this modern time, idiot? This is where Free pulls out his own gun and points it at mostly Issei. This is where both of them are right now in a standstill. This is where Free realized that he's still holding on to the grenade, mostly with his mostly left arm, and realized he kind of did hold a pin, but his hand is kind of going numb. This is where he lets go and ah, my eye, fuck, not this shit again. This is where Issei says, now you're dead. Issei slices Reed into literally pieces, but taking his head off his musty body. Issei says, weakling. This is where Issei had such a psychotic grin on his face. This is where he puts his gun and even sword away, and of course grabbing Freed's head. Just going to go ask the guy if this guy has a bounty on him or something like that. That's where, we'll see. He then looks at Kiba and says, Kiba, you can get the hell out of here anyway. He looks at the Excalibur and just grabs it and says, maybe I can give it to fucking Toji or something. Issei starts walking away while we'll see Kiba say, Issei, wait. He passes out. After a while, this is where, Issei scoffed. He didn't actually went to go pick him up or anything. He's a menace. He doesn't care about the Devil Society at all. He didn't just save, Kiba for the goodness of his heart, which he doesn't have much, but yeah. But other than that, I'm going to end it off here for mostly part 4. I know it's short for 15 minutes. I know half of these Toji what ifs are going to be short because at the time I'm recording this, it's kind of me having to go to school and I only have like a certain of either 30 minutes or 20 minutes. But I kind of have to do, mostly show you a picture of what I'm actually talking about. Other than that, bye soon. Yeah, so sorry. Bye-bye.